We are 11:28, November 16th. We're going to start episode 1 of what we have decided is the Music Cafe.
Yep.
Right?
The Music Cafe.
Yeah, the Music Cafe. All right.
And
We went back and forth with about, 4 different cheesy name ideas. So this is the best of 4.
yeah, it's our 20 minutes of soul searching for this name. But the whole idea is that we talk about everything music, recording, local shows over a nice cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
other things like that. So since this is the first episode, we can introduce ourselves a little bit. Go ahead, Joe.
So I'm Joe. I am from hometown here, Peoria, Illinois, also known as the RIA. I, as well as Scott here, we are both music business majors from Bradley University, and basically all we talk about is music, so we figured why not make a podcast
Just start
about
recording
just
our conversations.
Yeah, basically is what we're doing.
Yep. What do you play, Joe?
So technically I do piano, taught myself guitar and drums. I mean, most of the time I just mess around with recordings nowadays, but even if I get to that, but do a little of this, a little bit of that, and I mean, you know how that goes. We've done the recordings together.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of that. Well, I'm Scott. I am also, like Joe said, from Bradley University, graduated music business. I'm actually from a little town called Fruitland, Iowa. Yeah, where we do have actually a lot of fruits there. We grow some fruits, so that's
Like
the running joke. Watermelon, cantaloupe.
Is that what are your parents do?
My parents don't farm, but my grandparents do, and we do raise some melons and fruits and vegetables and all that kind of stuff.
That.
Really?
No, I thought you just did like corn and stuff.
No, corn and soybeans, but the big thing in my hometown is like melons, watermelon, and cantaloupe.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Fruitland, Iowa.
Yeah. About 1,000 people and various things like that. So, yeah, we met in college, and now we talk about music and record and produce a couple of bands.
The thing that Scott is missing out on here is Scott is actually a working audio technician for live performances and music producer for studio recordings.
Right.
So we figured this show would be all right in the sense that there's actually some insight with some real footing in the industry here that actually kind of holds some ground.
You can say we have some connections, but you can, Joe's right. I do some music production. Follow me on Instagram, Scott Dean Music Production.
Nice plug.
Nice little shameless plug there. But yep. So Music Cafe we're talking about, and this first episode is
generally a review
of we're going to talk about some music headlines, and then the new Taylor Swift tracks, at least what we know of them so far, and kind of talk about. We had a discussion about this the other day. What I was going to say is that it is made possible by my great coffee maker on my kitchen countertop.
Today's coffee is brought by Scott's Coffee Pot. What is that?
Walmart special.
That's a Walmart. Wow, that's nice.
But it is Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I think just the original blends.
Wow.
And yes, as music people, we do run on coffee, pretty much. Coffee and late nights. All right, so let's get to some musical headlines.
Let's get to which one are you starting with there?
Well, I was going to start with just kind of looking at Billboard. Looks like Mary J. Blige and Gracie Vanderwaal, which we had to look her up. Apparently, she is a previous winner to the America's Got Talent Not sure what year that was.
I think that might have been either last year or the year before, but she's probably like 14 now. She was 12 at the time
Yeah, 13.
when she won.
Mm-hmm.
She's 13 now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was probably like last year or something. She was 12 when she won, but basically she just did a ukulele act from, I didn't watch it, honestly. I saw that whatever went viral, but
Did you listen to the album, Joe?
yeah,
The newest one?
I probably got, let's see, because I started it last night. It was just all right, so I don't think I finished it. But she's got a good voice and stuff, but I mean, nothing special. I mean, like, I'll listen to so much stuff every single night, and it's like, nowadays, it's really got to grab my attention. I almost feel like, oh my gosh, we went out to LA for that, the MIB trip.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
so
for our listeners, MIB is a group with Bradley called Musicians in Business, and we take a lot of trips. Kind of like this discussion here, but it's kind of a college group. Anyway.
yeah, but, you know, MIB at Bradley, that group, they actually like go out and like interact in the industry and all that. Well,
yeah.
Regardless, that's a student organization. But when I was on that trip, we went out to LA for a whole week to do to visit the NAMM like manufacturer convention.
Yep.
But while we were out there, we visited, what the heck is that called? It was a A&R Worldwide is what it was.
I don't know what that is.
And it was like an artisan repertoire.
Oh. Okay.
And that's where Nate worked at. And I'm not kidding.
Oh, Nakoto.
Yeah, not kidding. The guy, one of the guys that was like running the place, he basically like, yeah, there it is right there.
Yeah.
They see, I don't think they even deal with these artists, honestly.
Oh, so we're looking on their website, Adele, Dio.
Yeah, they
Dido,
apparently
Muse,
deal with Adele, Muse,
LMFAO, who was popular for a minute.
Sia, Coldplay. Yeah, I don't think they actually deal with that.
Okay.
So the company it consisted of about 5 people, including Nate, and Nate was like more of like he was practically like an assistant job, like, because that was his first gig out there. But one of the guys there, he was probably like an assistant manager of some sort, but what he did mainly was all of the submissions that got put in. So basically what they do is when an artist is kind of working on like trying to like figure out what kind of moves, because they're like almost like a management company, but not really. It's more of like an advisement firm. So what they do is they just kind of take your submissions that you send into them. So whatever tracks that you have prepared for them, you send it into them, and then what they will do is kind of push it to the right people and kind of tell you what you need to work on. They're kind of a bunch of know-it-alls is what it seems like, but I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
This guy that did he was like an assistant manager out there. He goes, we asked him, we're like, how much of a submission do you listen to? Because they said they get like hundreds and hundreds of submissions every day or week or whatever. Sure. But we're like, how much of a submission do you listen to before you're like, this just isn't sticking, it's not going to work?
Right.
He said, I quote, dude, I probably listen to literally 0.5 second of a track. And we're like, okay, bro, chill. I'm sure you do, but I don't think he listens to literally half a second of a track, but I can get that, when you listen to so many things all day long,
yeah,
you only give them just a fraction of a chance to kind of grab your attention. Yeah. But like for me, like all I do, and this is just me, like a personal thing that I like to do.
Is this what you did with the Gracie Vanderwall album?
Yeah.
Pulling it back into that?
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay.
So yeah, like with her album, I mean, it's good. It wasn't exactly my style that I like to listen to, but it's like what I do is I use Spotify, but they have a new releases, so all their new releases they got put onto that every week,
Right.
and then I'll just queue them up while I'm working, and then I'll listen through all of those, and if it's not grabbing my attention within a couple songs, then I just kind of skip through it. Gracie, what is it, Vanderwall?
Vanderwall, yeah.
Or Vanderval. How is that pronounced?
Vanderwall.
Is it Vanderwall?
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just all right. I mean, it's
I'll
just
have to,
you
I'll have
know,
to put it
it's
on
just kind of
my
like
queue. It's
you
more
know,
the same.
it's your typical, yeah, it's kind of the same
Singer-songwriter
thing.
type.
It's just she has an interesting voice and stuff. It's pretty cool, but you know, the songwriting just wasn't grabbing. It's kind of the same thing over and over again, it seemed like, but you know, I just don't. What was that headline? They're honoring her.
Yeah, her and Mary J. Blige are receiving honors at the Billboard Women in Music in 2017. And kind of reading through here.
I could see
So
like Mary
with
J. Blige.
Selena
She's like a you know, she's like a staple in like R&B, but like this Grace Vanderwall, she's been around for a year.
Yeah.
Like, why is she getting honored? What's it say?
Winner American done. Doesn't really say much. Guess we'll find out when they air.
When's that air?
November 30th from 6 to 9.
Regardless, I don't watch TV, so
yeah,
I'm not gonna watch it.
I don't even know if it's on regular TV or not. We'll have to check back and see what that was, but interesting.
If we remember
what that is.
I doubt it though.
Yeah.
What else we got
Yeah,
going
what else
on
we got?
here? That's not interesting.
Yeah. Of course, The Voice recap. I don't really watch The Voice too much.
I never watched The Voice. I did America's Got Talent one time, and I thought that show was decent. But, you know, I'm not really into the whole
the thing
talent show.
Kind of aside, it's kind of run its course. The thing that I you know, didn't really grab my attention for The Voice is that they focus a lot on the judges. Less on the talent.
Yeah.
No, it's more about like whose team are you going to be on?
Well, that's The Voice, right? They do the
Voice.
teams, right?
Yeah, they do the teams and like all the ads and promos and stuff are all about the coaches.
The whole thing is scripted. The whole thing's scripted. It's a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and then like it's so formulaic. I mean, everybody knows it. They do the focus on the judges. You know, like Adam Levine, how can he be so emotionally connected to this jamoke that shows up on the stage?
Joe Schmo.
Yeah, Joe Schmo. How can he get so emotionally connected to just a single performance, just a vocal performance of someone else's song? Adam Levine's been doing stage performances
forever,
for almost 2 decades now.
Yeah.
Like, it's all scripted. The whole thing's just baloney. I hate the whole judge format talent show. Like, they're totally bogus.
I agree. It's entertaining.
And, like, I don't know.
It doesn't really represent the real music scene, I don't think.
It doesn't, but One Direction is I think they're Britain's Got Talent.
Winners?
I don't know if they're winners, but that's how they started.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And they were popular they're still kind of popular.
Dude, they were popular before the release. I was watching a video of their manager. Basically the label that they signed to after that show. Someone decided to buy them up, and then whatever they decided to it must have been something with the show, but their marketing was so pushed ahead of time that they were getting like worldwide buzz even before their first release as a band.
See, I've never really been a fan of One Direction, so I haven't really followed them.
Well, whatever.
The X Factor.
Oh, the X Factor.
Yes.
That's the one, not America. Yeah, the X Factor. That's the one that I like to watch.
finishing third. So they
Yeah.
didn't win it in the 7th series of the British television singing competition, The X
The
Factor,
X Factor in 2010.
It's from Wikipedia.
And was that propelled to international success by social media? Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
just what their manager was like. I don't know if it was his manager or their, like, just the it's like the CEO, whatever you want to call him, manager of that label
Mm-hmm.
that they were working with, trying to get set up. He was saying that through just social media buzz, after they were kicked off that show, there must have been a buzz that was going on, that they were working on an album together, like getting a real thing started. And whatever buzz happened, it went super viral in UK area and kind of more just kind of widespread Europe. But the way that manager said that they like to do their marketing is, first they like to do it locally, generate the buzz, like a traditional manner. They generate the
Right.
buzz there, then they move it to the next market and so on. But with One Direction, the buzz had spread before they even got to their actual marketing material that they were going to put out for these people. So then they had to wipe the slate clean, being like, okay, there's a lot of buzz in a lot of different places for these people. We haven't even done any releases for them yet. So they now, with all of their artists that they start off, they just automatically market them globally instead of market to market. But that's what happened with One Direction.
Interesting.
They
I didn't know all that.
they're totally just like, they're the X Factor. I mean, it's weird in
Yeah.
their situation,
Well-
but sometimes, with those competition TV shows, Simon Cowell or whoever decides to just give them a huge check to start off their career. Cause,
Right.
I mean, there's been a handful, but it's not the way to.
No.
It's not the
Well,
way
I
to
was
build
thinking along
buzz.
those lines is Pentatonics.
They're from the Sing Off.
They're from the Sing Off, and
With
they
Ben
became
Folds.
yeah, that's right.
Dude.
They became popular from the Sing Off. I think they won it or got second place.
Yeah, I don't know, but you hear they kicked out their bassist.
I think he
No,
left.
he quit.
left.
He quit.
He's starting this other band, and you should listen to him.
Wait, the bassist?
Yeah, the bass. Avi Kaplan.
He's starting a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought he was just like retiring. I thought he had like kids at home or something.
Let me.
I don't know
see.
why.
Why do you think he was retiring?
Because I thought he had like a wife and kids at home, so he was just like, I'm
No,
tired of
I
touring
don't
all the
think
time.
So maybe that's true, but he is starting a different group.
Wow. No, Scott Hoying is starting a new group.
Yeah, that's a different
That's
one.
another
yet.
thing.
So, Avi,
Whatever you want. Yeah.
is starting this group. What's it called? Something like Sequence.
Wow.
Let's do a quick Google search for this. I did listen to part of their new album. Let's see.
Dude, he looks
Yeah.
so much like one of the Backstreet Boys.
Avriel? I think that's how you pronounce it. Avriel.
Avriel?
Avriel.
And the Sequoias.
Sequoias.
And the Sequoias.
Yes.
That's a terrible name.
That's hard.
I'm gonna be.
Yes, but they did. So this is his new thing, and they released an album called Sage and Stone, and it's kind of like this really chill, acoustic, vocal type thing.
Mm-hmm. But all acapella stuff again.
No. It's
Really?
it's yeah. Let me think.
I
Play
was
a
gonna
little
be
bit.
like, are we allowed to play things on this? But then again, like, who's listening to this?
So it's all like it's this like acoustic, finger picking, chill, and then like
Very
big,
folky kind of.
yeah, folky, big,
But
big vocals.
is that him singing?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway, this is kind of from the topic of
Well, whatever.
shows and things.
But
and then you're right. The other guy, Scott.
Scott Hoying, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got
Another one.
I don't even know what their thing is called. Friendship? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, close. No. Trying to remember.
Yeah, whatever. But I thought Pentatonics was breaking up, but apparently they're not. They hired a new bass.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like end of October. I just read that the other day on their Wikipedia.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway,
But the whole thing that I was kind of getting at was that the whole TV show. I mean, I think people that actually are involved in music and actually try to, perform and everything, they understand that this is not the way to go in creating a career for yourself as a musician.
yeah.
Because like even in the Pentatonics, I mean, they've actually lasted a lot longer than I thought they would. But
Put out like 5 or 6 albums, I feel like.
right, but even like
Oh, here it is. Superfruit.
Superfruit.
That's the new. The Friendship is the
Friendship is the album
the album.
name. Yeah, well, Superfruit, whatever. Well, they're actually doing all right with keeping their career going and all that. But
Yeah, there it is.
Clay Aiken, he won. And he was really popular at the time, too.
It was. And
that was like
not
the
so
height
much
of
anymore.
American Idol, but
Future
that's not a way to build buzz for yourself as a
No.
musician. It's
I agree.
It's a very short-lived
Well, and
career.
it's short-lived, and it's not always. It's not. It's very rarely do you become incredibly successful from doing something like
There's
that.
only a couple from American
Couple.
Idol. It's Kelly Clarkson and Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood, yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any others from that show that actually have had a substantial career
Not
after
that
that.
I follow anyway. Again, I don't watch TV that much.
Neither do I.
Okay. Anyway, talked about that. Back to
Weren't we gonna go on to the Taylor Swift thing?
yeah, we were
We,
going
like,
to.
dropped that
Unless you
first
want
and
to talk a little bit more. I was kind of reading through some other headlines on NPR Music, but I'm not seeing anything worth talking about.
Yeah, we might do the Taylor Swift thing because I actually want to do like some real research on that.
All right.
But I can just kind of get a brief little thing. But
Yeah, we can throw in
Taylor-
some of the things we talked about yesterday.
right, so Taylor Swift, if anyone pays attention to her releases for this latest album she put out, what's that? What's the actual album called?
Reputation. Yeah.
So with that, she released the "Look What You Made Me Do" single first.
Right.
And I believe
Honestly, I don't. That track is not very good.
it's
in my
terrible.
opinion.
The track is terrible, and she's had just a huge track record of good songwriting. You
Mhm.
know, 1989 was just full of just stellar tracks.
Yeah,
with-
it's hit
with
after
solid-
hit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hit after hit. And then she released, I mean, what my theory is that Taylor Swift did like just made that track as like basically a throwaway track to help out her marketing and to kind of get more realistic
Well,
expectations
yeah,
out of what
we talked about.
what a real album is supposed to sound like.
Yeah,
So,
we talked about yesterday that this happens a lot with other artists. Is like
with a huge
Huge
reputation,
artist.
with a lot of hype behind them.
right. They come out with this album or an album or song or something, and it's a huge hit, very successful, great songs.
I mean, and then
Yada,
in
yada,
Taylor
yada.
Swift's case, 1989 was how many? She got like, what is it, like 7 to 9, like top 10 Billboard songs or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like that.
it
They
was-
were
it was
or like top
crazy.
25,
Yeah.
but it was outstandingly successful.
And
so
so
like the hype is just way too unrealistic for the next album to come
Right.
out. So
It's
the
very hard to
idea
hit
is
that
that
the next time.
Jay-Z and Kanye did the same thing with their collab. so what I kind of want to do for either the next time or sometime later, I'm actually going to try to get some real research.
We can talk about
with
that.
Taylor
That
Swift
can be our
versus
next
Kanye
week's
and
topic.
Jay,
Okay.
just to see if, you know, how their marketing strategies worked out, and then I'll probably correlate that with, like, you know, actual sales and marketing strategies with expectation versus reality. And
Sounds like a very
insightful.
in-depth topic.
I would like to do
Okay.
that. I think that's very
Let me
insightful,
write that down.
because
So we
when
don't
you
forget.
pay attention to how these songs get released with these major artists, they're very calculated if you pay attention
Oh, yeah.
enough.
But so yeah, we'll dive into that more next week. But yeah, as in, you know, our opinions of Look What You Made Me Do. Not a great track. No, we don't think
It's
we
terrible.
have yet to listen to the whole album, and we'll get into that next week.
Fortunately,
we don't think
for-
it's going to be the best one so far. And so the whole
No.
idea is that you release something that's not quite as good, lower the expectations, and so that when the full album comes out,
Yeah, but we
becomes
can
much
get
more
we can
successful.
get into that whole thing
Yeah.
after I, you know, piece together the whole
Yep.
piece for it. But fortunately for Taylor Swift fans, she has fans that just blindly love her.
yeah.
Anything she could, you know,
That's up.
she could literally take a dump in a bag and light it on your front porch. And
Well-
like, and then
And they would love it.
They would love it. They might frame it,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's very interesting. Like the same. Well, there are some people that still like her, from her country days.
Yeah,
They
but
went
they just
with her to the new.
yeah, but then she
the
gained a
new
ton of new
Taylor,
fans.
quote,
Like that was an amazing move for her to go from country to pop, because
Right.
she was practically a pop star even when she was in country.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't think the country community really accepted her as a country artist to
No.
begin with.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is that diehard Taylor Swift fans are truly diehard fans, and she's got a ton of them. So
Yep.
she can easily drop a track like "Look What You Made Me Do," and go. You know, it would be barely a speed bump in her career.
Did you
so it
listen
was
to
Clearly, the right move for her.
What is it? What? I just listened to a new track. One of her newer tracks. What was it?
For Taylor?
Yeah, Call It What You Want. Did you listen to that
No,
one?
I haven't listened to that.
That's a
as
good
far
one.
As I got was Gorgeous, and that one was good. So I was like, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna listen to the album later. But, you know what
It's
I listened
catchy.
to last night that ended up being very disappointing? Sam Smith's new album.
I have not listened to that
Dude,
yet.
like that. Did you listen to that song, the Too Good at Goodbyes? That one?
Yeah, it didn't grab my attention.
Oh, I thought that song was
Really?
great. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
And then he's got one other song that's got a really nice moment in there. But then the rest of the album is all over the place. He
Yeah.
cannot stick with a style. So like,
In the lonely
no,
hour.
no, that was his first one. It's
Oh, no.
The Thrill of It All. It's that one.
Oh, this
with
one.
the big picture of his face, not the little picture of his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's
Interesting. I'll put that
it's-
on my list.
Burning. It's Too Good at Goodbyes and Burning. Those are the only ones that I thought were good. But then the rest of the album, it goes from like your typical pop album with MIDI instrumentation,
Right.
and then they do like regular actual analog recordings of like guitar and strings and horns
Oh.
and stuff, but they don't stick with like a theme at all. There's no flow to the actual album, like, because sometimes you can switch up instrumentation, but at least you have it
Yeah,
like
stick with the same style.
yeah, dude, it was all over the place, and I was just like,
Interesting.
okay,
I'll put that on my list.
yeah.
I listened to the new Maroon 5 record yesterday. Red Pill
Blues.
Yes. It starts off pretty good. It's kind of long. 15 tracks. It's pretty long.
No, they've earned it, I think.
Yeah. The first half is very 80s sounding. That's coming back. Like a very 80s synth.
Well, they might be
beat.
late. I think they're late on the 80s thing, because the 80s
Has
retro,
been back
that's
for a
come and
while.
gone. That's been synth pop for a while.
That's true.
Is
so
has
true.
been the 80s thing. So now pop is kind of adapting it,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean this happens with everything. I don't know how long are we running right now. I don't. I don't,
32
I don't want to
minutes.
dive into another thing, but
We're at 32 minutes.
okay. So, I mean, we could probably do this for a topic for
Okay.
another time
Let me
too.
write that
But
down.
the whole retro
Yeah.
thing is, for new songwriting, it is pretty difficult to come up with new ideas with the stage that we're in right now
true.
that is still acceptable as pop, because otherwise you're getting into
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
That sounds like a new topic for another week. Are
We could do-
genres even a thing anymore?
Oh, definitely, but it's very much
okay.
there's a lot of gray area, but
And
yeah, dude, we
resurgent.
should totally go into that, because like it's all about the whole retro thing, just like new songwriters these days, they all just like take a dip back from, it used to be the 60s and then the 70s, now it's the 80s, but that's fading out and it's going to move into the 90s definitely.
Absolutely will.
And you can kind of hear that already. Jeez, I can't remember who. It's one of the probably like, who is that? Like Zed and Avicii. It's a lot of EDM people that kind of start these waves of like dipping back into these retro
Right.
styles
Right.
per se, but they kind of like start the format of like what pop songs are gonna be, and then
You
the
think so?
pop songwriters, they look to the EDM people to figure out how to build these pop songs, because those guys are amazing producers
They
and
are.
they know how to
I think
manipulate.
you see a lot of the new resurgence in indie music,
Yeah,
right? And so
for
like,
80s.
well, yeah, even that, but for example, like this most recent resurgence in the 80s style, I guess. You heard it a lot in like the synth pop and the dream pop stuff.
Which synth pop and dream pop, if anyone is familiar with like M83, who's another popular one.
Rye, I really like Rye.
Right, they're not as popular though.
No, they're not.
No, there's a ton of them, but
Toro y Moi.
Toro Moi.
Moi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toro Moi.
There we go.
And then
That's French.
oh my gosh, I just had another one, but basically that kind of style like
Yeah.
lined up with M83,
Right.
and like, oh my gosh, I cannot remember their name. They did the Take a Walk song.
Let's find out.
Is that Passion Pit?
Passion Pit?
Yeah, they
Ooh.
kind of started. They were an early dip back into the 80s and
Yeah.
like kind of starting that synth pop.
Yeah.
But very like bubblegum synth pop kind of stuff. They were very bright style.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you'll see in the future is 90s retro. So things that, I mean, it's already happening with the resurgence of boy bands.
Oh yeah.
But you will see it in kind of the rhythm patterns in music. They're all gonna start repeating off each other. They do it now with the slower cut time, reverberated drum tempo kind of thing going on right now. But yeah, we can get into that and get some like real examples to kind
Yeah.
of for
Do
people
that
that
in the
don't
future. This is
avidly
just
pay
a,
attention. This
a
is
first
this is just a
run
recap
at
or,
our new stuff. Other stuff we're going
this
to
is
talk
just
about.
word vomit today.
Yeah, that's all right. That's no big deal. Okay. So because this is a new thing we're doing, probably going to end it early today. But something that we do, since we are based out of Peoria, Illinois, which is pretty great music scene. A lot of stuff happening between
As of just recently, actually.
Yeah.
It's really kind of picking up lately.
between small venues, bars, mid-sized venues, and then of course Bradley. Lots of stuff going on. So something we're gonna do is kind of recap and give you guys an idea of what's a shout out to various shows that are coming up.
Guar. You hear Guar is coming to Peoria?
Wait,
Do you know?
where are they
Do
playing?
you know that they're playing at the Limelight?
Limelight?
Yeah, I
That's
might go
kinda
to
what I was
that. That's gonna
thinking.
be crazy.
Pull up Limelight's website. Guar, huh?
Yeah, Guar, dude. Do you remember them?
Barely.
Dude, they're like a weird metal band. They're dressed up like a bunch of Power Ranger villains.
Oh,
Dude,
Oh, man.
it's nuts. They're
yikes.
just check it out. they're like seriously dressed in
Yikes.
like monster dinosaur looking costumes. They're
Oh yeah, Gwar, the Blood of Gods
the Blood
tour.
of Gods tour.
December
It's
9th
absurd.
at the Limelight Eventplex here in Peoria.
Yeah. But
Other stuff they have the Nutcracker, which is a great WWCT show, which is a local radio station here in town.
Yep.
They're putting on. I actually think that's sponsored by Limelight, but I'm pretty sure
It's probably
No, it is at Limelight. Okay.
That's just a Limelight thing now.
Yeah, it used to be at the.
No, CT. That is the Snowball.
You're right. Who does Nutcracker?
I
Oh
think
no,
it's
it's 105.7.
Oh, for real?
The X is the
Oh,
Nutcracker.
the Nutcracker.
yeah. That's
Oh,
105.7. My bad.
God.
Yeah, Snowball's CT. You're right.
But I think the thing that we should just shout out today.
Uh-huh.
Anything else? We'll just like if we have local artists here, kind of talking about the scene, we can
Yep.
have them shout out their shows and all that.
Yep.
But local people that are looking for a place to play, Wednesday nights at Limelight is an easy stage to perform, and it's a lot of fun.
Open mic.
And I think when we did it, it was free gondolas.
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't think I
Right
got
at the
one
start,
of
right at
those.
the start, they got free gondolas out there, so that's a fun one. And then Kenny's is a real good one too,
Yep, I
because
was
that's
just
got
gonna
a
go
good
to that.
crowd if you want that.
I was just gonna go to that. Kenny's West Side, downtown Peoria, got some really good stuff happening.
But if you're just starting out, I would check out Limelight because it's a really easy stage setup. The guys there are super nice and really chill, so they'll help you out in getting set up and all that, so you can kind of get comfortable with that before checking out other stages.
Right.
But that Limelight stage was a lot of help, like starting out when we started like performing, and I would do it by myself. But
Well, and you did a couple of shows by yourself over there, didn't you?
for that open mic,
Yeah, open mic. Well, then you did it with Sea Giraffe, which is a group founded by a friend of ours, Charlie Jacobs, dream pop group. But anyway, check out Limelight, and then Kenny's West Side is a good place for music as well. I noticed they've got The Works. Have you listened to The Works?
I've never
Or
heard of
Brainchild?
Oh yeah, I've heard of Brainchild.
They are coming on the 18th. I may go to that show. They're both really awesome, kind of like jam band type groups, funk, rock, jazz.
Are you going to that?
I might.
What is that, this weekend?
I know that's the 18th. Yeah, that's
this
weekend.
Saturday.
I know the talent buyer there, so I can get in and see that show.
Enough shout outs for now.
Okay,
I want to do a little recap of what this whole thing's about.
All right, let's do it.
So essentially what the goal is here is just to kind of, put some research and some clearer insight about how the music industry works and how it can work locally and kind of in a widespread market as well. I feel like this could help people kind of get some footing that may be having trouble with trying to figure out where they should start with their music career. We can definitely touch on things with that. Definitely some topical things, of course, with pop music and things of that nature.
Headlines.
But actually, like, for future podcasts, we'll more so try to have like actual research into these topics of like what can actually help you and sort of marketing techniques that have helped major artists as well as smaller artists.
But then us, marketing techniques that has helped both of us as well.
Right. That's helped in our situations as well. But we'll try to have local artists in
and guests,
because I think it's good to help out the local community, because Peoria's got an awesome scene happening here right now. So that, and then we'll just keep serving coffee out of your coffee pot for now.
Yeah.
We'll try to we'll try to see if like
try other coffees and stuff.
we can do like I won't name any yet. We'll see if they're willing to
there's some really good coffee
donate
houses
coffee.
around,
That'd be nice.
around town. No, they got to get rolling a little bit here first.
But that's pretty much all that this whole show's about, is just chilling out and talking all that's music and the scene and how to get it done.
So this
over
is
a cup of coffee.
The Music Cafe, and it is the November the 16th first show. I'm Scott.
I'm Joe.
Thanks for listening.